Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have a daily Takkar Rapid Series discussion. So DTRS session is a session in which we cover 10 MCQs from the current affairs. And along with this, we also, let's say, correlate it with the UPSC previous year prelims questions. So today we have selected most important 10 current affairs from where we have framed questions. And through this discussion, we are going to cover those questions. So first of all, before we begin the discussion, let us understand a quote, right? So this is from a person, Albert Einstein. So it says, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So basically, as we all know, that Albert Einstein has been one of the most influential scientists that the world ever has, okay? So on Earth, Albert Einstein has been one of the most influential scientists. Why? Because he has given so many, let's say, like so many scientific breakthroughs. For example, he's the person who has talked about the special theory of relativity, general theory of relativity. He has talked about the concepts like time dilation, gravitational waves, and let's say many other features. So he is a person, let's say, like who has given, let's say, theory of relativity. You might have heard about E equals to mc square, means energy can be converted into mass and mass can be converted into energy, vice versa. So he has discussed about this. So he says that the most important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So one of the fundamental tenets of scientific discovery is, let's say, a person should question, right? So there should be scientific reasoning behind every phenomena that happens, right? So scientists are the one who not only question what is happening surrounding them, but also they delve deep into the, let's say, question of existence of our universe, right? So a lot of things are there. So through this quote, Albert Einstein wants to make it, let's say, clear that it is important for a human being to reason, to question, so that, let's say, we understand newer things that were not known to the humanity before. So with this, let us now see the list of articles, list of topics from where we have framed questions today. One of the topic is a smart lander for investigating the moon. It is known as SLIM. We are going to discuss about it, okay? So second is regions or places in news. So here we are going to understand about some of the regions that have been in news, and we are going to solve a question related to mapping or places in news. We are going to understand that. So T+0 settlement related to stock market, right? Securities and Exchange Board of India has come up with new regulation. So that is known as T+0 settlement. We will understand about the nature of this. Then we have solid waste management rules. We are going to understand about solid waste disposal or management, how solid waste is being treated and all. We will discuss about that. Then we have a topic which is related to National Green Tribunal. So we will understand about the nature of this body, how this National Green Tribunal, let's say, take decision, what kind of judgment does it do, what is the, let's say, like, core area in which, let's say, National Green Tribunal works. We will discuss about that. Then we will discuss about a government scheme which is known as PM Janma scheme. All right. Then after that, we are going to discuss about the countries that countries border that touch with the Red Sea. So Red Sea was recently in news because in Red Sea, those ships that were passing, those ships were being attacked by Houthi rebels, and Houthi rebels are the people, so like, who are from Yemen. We will discuss about, let's say, a mapping topic through this, let's say, Red Sea topic, right? So we have Sub-Saharan African region. We will understand that also. Then press and registration of periodicals bill. So a bill has been introduced in the parliament, right? We will discuss about those bill or that bill through this topic. Then total fertility rate, okay? Total fertility rate is related to, let's say, how the population in India is growing. We will understand about that topic in detail. So these are the areas from where we have framed question. So let us now understand the first topic. It says, consider the following pairs. On one side, they have given the name of the missions, right? Or they are, let's say, space missions. On the other side, they have given the name of the organizations. So today in the Hindu newspaper, the SLIM mission was in news, right? SLIM, as we discussed in the beginning, right? SLIM is a, let's say like it is a kind of program of JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. It is not of NASA. This is incorrectly matched. Luna 25, it is part of Roscosmos. Roscosmos is the space agency of Russia, right? Russian space agency is known as Roscosmos. Then Psyche. Psyche is the name of an asteroid, and there is a Psyche program or Psyche mission. It is of NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA is the space agency of the United States of America, and SLIM is of JAXA. JAXA means Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. So only second is correct, first and third are wrong. Okay, how many pairs are correctly matched? Only one. So let us understand about this SLIM mission. What is SLIM, right? So SLIM is a kind of lunar mission. Okay, let us quickly understand about this. So this, when we talk about JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, so they have recently launched a lunar mission. What? It is a lunar mission. What is lunar mission? A mission that we send from Earth and that reaches on the surface of the moon, right? So this is a moon mission. So like you know, from Earth, Japan has sent a moon mission, and this moon mission, the mission that they have sent, it let's say like you know, went from Earth, and now it has reached the orbit of the moon, means like it is in the orbit of the moon. It has not yet landed. So on 25th of December, this particular mission has reached there, and NASA, like you know, JAXA wants to do a soft landing on the surface of the moon. If JAXA is able to do the soft landing, it will be the 5th country in the world, right, to have soft landed on moon. And this is very important. Why it is important? The SLIM mission, which is that we discussed, SLIM is a kind of space probe that they are sending. It has a weight of around 590 kg, 590 kilogram, very less weight. And they have followed a different trajectory through which, let's say, it consumes very less amount of fuel. So using the least amount of fuel, they are sending, let's say, like, you know, a space mission from Earth to the moon. And from there, they are going to do a study. And this SLIM mission is a part of this, like, you know, there is a program of JAXA which is known as LUPEX. LUPEX means Lunar Polar Exploration Mission, right? So JAXA and ISRO, they are, let's say, coordinating with one another, right, related to this mission. And Indian Space Research Organization has earlier sent a similar mission that is known as Chandrayaan-3 mission. We know the objectives of Chandrayaan-3 mission. We wanted to make a soft landing on the south pole of the moon. Then we wanted to, let's say, demonstrate the rover roving on the surface of the moon. We wanted to collect samples from moon, and we wanted to do in situ analysis from there. So ISRO has been successful in its Chandrayaan-3 mission. So similar is the mission which is known as SLIM. Okay. So first is wrong because it is of Japan, and second is right. Luna 25, it is the, let's say, like, you know, of Russia. Russia has sent this mission. However, this Luna 25 has crash landed on the surface of the moon, and it has, let's say, created a crater over there. So that was a failure mission, but it belonged to Russia, Roscosmos. Okay. Psyche is a kind of asteroid program that NASA has sent. So only one is correctly matched. And here they have given, let's say, details related to a space mission. They say that the experiment will employ a trio of spacecraft. Okay, trio of spacecraft. So there will be 3 spacecraft. One spacecraft, second spacecraft, third spacecraft. Okay. So I'm just writing SC1, spacecraft 1, spacecraft 2, spacecraft 3. So 3 spacecrafts will be employed. So these spacecraft will fly and fly in formation in the shape of an equilateral triangle that has sides 1 million kilometer long. Okay, this distance is 1 million kilometer. Similarly, this distance is again 1 million kilometer, and this third distance is again 1 million kilometer with laser shining between the craft. Okay, there will be laser light also that will shine. So it is related to which mission? It is known as Evolved LISA, E-LISA mission. Okay, it is Evolved LISA. So this was a previous year question UPSC has asked in 2020. But with this, let us now quickly move to another topic. Okay, next. And so this was in news, you know, how Japan's moon landing attempt. So today we have, let's say, like, you know, discussed a mapping topic also related to this. Mapping, why? Because let's say, like, you know, from the island from where Japan has launched, we have done mapping of it in the Hindu analysis today in the beginning, right? You can see the beginning portion, maybe 5 minutes video of the Hindu to understand about the location from where Japan launches its spacecraft. Okay, so that's the thing. So we have another topic. It says consider the following pairs. They have given pairs. On one side we have regions or places in news. On the other side we have reasons for being in news, means those places that are in news and why they are in news are mentioned on the right. What we need to do, we need to identify how many of the above pairs are correctly matched. Okay, first says Aceh province, sinking island of Indonesia. This is not right. Although this is an island of Indonesia, but it is not sinking. What has happened? Some people, I mean, like, you know, from Myanmar, there are Rohingya people, Rohingya Muslims. So basically they are moving away. They are going away from their own country. Why? Because they are being persecuted in Myanmar by the Myanmari military. Okay, so people are being killed. So those people, they want to save their lives. They want to save the lives of their family members. So that's why they have left their country. They started moving here and there, right? Some of the people tried to enter into India. Some people entered into Bangladesh, and now they are trying to enter into, let's say, Indonesia through an island, right? So in that island, the topmost portion of the island is known as Aceh province. Okay, so first is incorrect. It is not because of, like, we need to identify the reason for which it is in news. Okay, this is the thing. Someone has written something, LISA neutrinos. Yeah, like E-LISA, LISA mission is related to neutrinos. You have written right, Yuvraj. Thank you so much. Then we have another thing. It says Marianka and Kherson. So Marianka, like, you know, Marianka I have discussed earlier also in mapping section in the Hindu newspaper. So this is a place in Ukraine that has been seized by Russia, that has been taken control of by Russian army or Russian forces. Okay, so recently Putin has, like, you know, Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, he has declared that, like, you know, his army has liberated this particular region, Marianka, okay, from the occupation of Ukraine. Okay, so it says Russian occupied territories of Ukraine. This is right. Third, it says Rafah, refugee camp in Syria. Okay, this is wrong. This is not in Syria. Rafah is a refugee camp. It is in Gaza Strip. Okay, it is in Gaza Strip, right? So earlier also we have drawn map related to this. Let me be quick in drawing a map for you. Let's say, like, you know, just a rough sketch of this map. Okay, so this particular region is known as what? It is known as Gaza Strip. Okay, this particular region is known as Gaza Strip, and this region over here, this is Israel. Okay, this is Israel. This is Gaza Strip. Over here we have Egypt as a country. Rafah is a place which is located to the south of Gaza. Okay, it is located, this is Rafah. It is located to the south of Gaza. So from Rafah, actually they have some connection. Where they have some connection to, let's say, like, you know, Sinai Peninsula. It is connected with Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. Okay, there is a peninsula which is known as Sinai Peninsula. So we have discussed about it earlier as well, right? Over here to the north of it, we have Lebanon, we have Syria, right? Here we have Jordan, and over here we have Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea. Sinai Peninsula. So here we have Sinai Peninsula. So Rafah is a kind of corridor through which, let's say, people can connect to Sinai Peninsula. How does Sinai Peninsula look like? So I'm going to draw over here. This is like Sinai Peninsula. Sinai Peninsula is a territory of Egypt. Okay, this is a territory of Egypt, and over here we have some regions. For example, this particular region is known as Gulf of Aqaba. Gulf of Aqaba. Here we have another gulf. This is known as I'm just writing Gulf of Suez. Okay, and over here we have Red Sea, like that. Okay, so this is the thing. So only second is correct, first and third are incorrect. So correct answer would be option A. Okay, only one. Here we have a UPSC previous year question. It says, consider the following pairs. Regions often mentioned in news. Reasons for being in news. Here again the question format is same. On one side they have mentioned the name of the places. On the right side they have mentioned, let's say, like why they are in news. So they say North Kivu and Ituri. Okay. So then they say, let's say, Nagorno-Karabakh insurgency in Mozambique, Kherson and Zaporizhia. See, here again all of these places are mentioned incorrectly. Okay, all of these places are mentioned incorrectly. Why? Because this is a previous year question. Basically, this particular location, which is North Kivu, and this is part of Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, this is a place like that. Nagorno-Karabakh, we know this year in 2022, in 2023 also it was in news. Why? Because Nagorno-Karabakh is a region which is a conflicting territory. This territory is disputed between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay, this is between Armenia and Azerbaijan, which is mentioned in the first place. So that's why it is incorrect, because in front of it they have mentioned Mozambique. Then if we talk about Kherson and Zaporizhia, these are the, let's say, places in Ukraine. Okay, Zaporizhia, they have a nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Okay, so that was on the verge of getting damaged, right? Because it is a war-torn country. Okay, Ukraine is a war-torn country. So all the three are incorrectly matched. Okay, so that's why option D is right in case of previous year question. Now let us quickly discuss about another question. Okay, this is, let's say, third question of the day. It says, with reference to the capital market in India, which of the following statement correctly explains the meaning of T+0 settlement, which has been proposed by the Securities and Exchange Board of India? As we all know that Securities and Exchange Board of India is the regulator of the secondary market in the country. Okay, it is the regulator of secondary market in the country. So since it is the regulator, it keeps on coming with one or other regulation or one or other rule for the stock market. So it has recently decided that, like, in case of retail trade that people do in the security market, so the settlements will happen at the end of the day. For example, today, let me talk about this. For example, what happens, let's say SEBI is the regulatory authority for the secondary market. So generally we'll take the example. So what it does, it regulates the secondary market like BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange and all. So what people do, let's say, do trading every day. People do trading on NSE and BSE every day, and the market remains opens at 9:15 a.m. and it closes at 3:30 p.m. every day, right? If you do any trade during the day, for example, if you purchase, right, some shares during the day from a company, so those shares will be reflected in your account by the end of the day by 4:30 p.m. right, on the same day. And if you sell some shares from your account, like money will reflect at the end of the day by 4:30 p.m. in your account. So this is known as T+0 settlement. T+0 settlement means at the end of the same day, no matter whether you have done the trade at 9:15 a.m., you have done the trade at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., like that. If you do the, let's say, any transaction during this time period, at the end of the day, the transactions will be settled. Okay, this is known as T+0 settlement. Okay, so it is a new guideline from the Securities and Exchange Board of India. So they have given multiple options. It says instant settlement of securities against transfer. It is not instant. Settlement of shares which have been purchased by retail investors in the secondary market at the end of the same day transaction. B is the right answer. Okay, so there is a difference between, right, there is a difference between two terms. I'm going to make you understand that thing. So on one side we have discussed about T+0 settlement. We discussed about T+0 settlement. Okay, we discussed about T+0 settlement. What was this? It means end of the day settlement. End of the day settlement. And if we talk about this, and so end of the day, we need to write down settlement. However, if we talk about instant settlement is different. It will work similar to UPI. For example, if you make any transaction, if you send some money to your friend, your account will get debited, your friend's account will get credited. It happens instantly on real-time basis. So that instant settlement is different from the T+0 settlement, because T+0 settlement happens on the same day, but by the end of the day, by 4:30 p.m. This is the basic difference. Okay, so B is the right answer in this case. Here they have talked about, in the context of finance, the term beta refers to. Okay, what is the meaning of the term beta? What does it refer to? It says it is a numerical value that measures the fluctuations of a stock to changes in the overall stock market. Means, like, overall stock market is either going up or going down. So what happens to individual stock? If price of that individual stock fluctuates, that is known as beta value. Okay, how much it fluctuated, right? That is known as beta. So with this, let us now move to another question. This is question number 4. We'll discuss about this question. It says, with reference to the management of solid waste, okay, management of solid waste, consider the following statements. Remember, we have a solid waste management rules 2016. So here, basically in this question, they have given terms, different terms that are used in solid waste management. What are those terms? I'm going to discuss with you. One, they have talked about composting, they have talked about landfilling, and they have talked about incineration, right? Composting, landfilling, and incineration. What is the difference between all these three? Okay, number one term is, they have mentioned is composting. Number two, they have mentioned landfilling. Number three, they have mentioned about incineration. So these are, let's say, three different ways of management of solid waste. When we talk about landfilling, landfilling simply means what you do, you dig, let's say, like, let's say this is a level, this is a ground, and on the ground, if you dig, right, if you dig the ground like that, if you create, let's say, like, some hole, and then you put some, let's say, like, you put some solid waste over here. So solid waste are simply, let's say, dug and put in the ground. That is known as landfilling. Okay, that is landfilling. And then if we talk about composting, composting means, like, what you are doing, you have organic waste, you are, let's say, putting all those organic waste in one place so that they naturally decompose. And after decomposing, this organic waste will be, let's say, beneficial for the soil nutrition. Then you will be putting it into the soil nutrition. So composting helps in the soil nutrition in the long run. Okay, it helps in the soil nutrition in the long run. That's the thing. If we talk about incineration, incineration is entirely different process. Over here, what we do, we use heat to burn the solid waste. For example, we have solid waste packed in a container in a kind of, let's say, room. Over here, we are putting heat. We are increasing the temperature so that the solid waste gets burned. Okay, the process of burning, right? It is known as incineration. This is the thing. So all the three are different forms, different ways of management of solid waste. Okay, It says composting is the process of degrading decomposable solid waste in a properly dug pit. This is right. Landfilling is the process of dumping waste or other substances in low land areas and covering the same with soil. That's also right. In incineration, the dried soil waste is safely burned in closed compartments with proper provision of treatment of harmful gases. This is also right. All the three are correct. Okay, all the three are correct. That's the thing. Now let us see the previous year question related to this. It says, as per the solid waste management rules 2016 in India, which one of the following statement is correct? It says the rules provide for extract elaborate criteria for the identification of sites for landfills and waste processing facilities. Okay, it talks about exact and elaborate criteria. What criteria will be there for identification of sites for landfills and waste processing facilities? Okay, so that's the thing. So with this, now let us move to another question. Question number 5. What you can do is you can download this PDF, and after downloading, you can, let's say, go through the explanation, right, yourself, so that you understand it. Some of the additional terms may be mentioned over there. If you read it, so it will be a kind of revision also for you. And if you come across new keywords, new terms, you can note it down, right? That will be helpful for revision at a later date. Now this is question number 5. It says with regard to the functioning of the National Green Tribunal. It is in short known as NGT, okay, National Green Tribunal, NGT. It remains in news, right? Once in a while it remains in news for the decisions that it takes. Consider the following statements. They have given two statements. It says which of the above statements is or are correct. We need to identify the correct statements here. So first statement, it says, it has been established under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 for effective and expeditious disposal of cases relating to environmental protection. This is wrong. The National Green Tribunal has been established under NGT Act, National Green Tribunal Act of 2010. Okay, it has not been established in 1972, or it has not been established under Wildlife Protection Act. Okay, so it has been established under National Green Tribunals Act. And National Green Tribunal Act actually, like, establishes this body, and this body has been established by the government to reduce the, let's say, like, litigant, kind of litigation in environmental matters. So NGT has been empowered to take decisions, and they don't need to follow the code of civil procedure, right? They can follow the principle of natural justice for let's say, giving judgment. Then second, it says the tribunal is not bound by the procedure laid down under the code of civil procedure. This is right. So only second statement is correct, means B is the right answer in this case. Okay, B is the right answer. Now let us see the previous year question. This is also based on same topic. How is the National Green Tribunal different from the Central Pollution Control Board? This is a UPSC previous year question. They have asked about what is the difference between NGT and CPCB. NGT means National Green Tribunal, CPCB means Central Pollution Control Board. We need to identify what is the difference between them. It says NGT has been established by an act. Definitely NGT has been established by an act which is known as NGT Act, right? It is known as NGT Act 2010. Whereas the CPCB has been created by an executive order. This is wrong. CPCB has also been established by an act, and it has been established by Water Act. Okay, it is known as Water Control and Prevention of Pollution Act. Okay, this is known as Water Control and Prevention of Pollution Act. However, this CPCB has been given the mandate of, let's say, like, checking the air pollution. Okay, it does take care of the air pollution related aspects. It takes decisions related to that. It says the NGT provides environmental justice and helps reduce the burden of litigation in the higher courts, whereas CPCB promotes cleanliness of streams and wells and aims to improve the quality of air in the country. So, like, it looks into the cleanliness of, let's say, streams and wells, means like water cleanliness, It also looks into the improvement of the quality of air in the country. Only second statement is right. Right, means like 2 is the only right thing. Option B is right in this case. Now let us move to another question, that is question number 6. So what is the topic? It says with reference to PM Janman. It is a government scheme. Basically, this is a scheme that has been let's say announced by the Prime Minister of India for the benefit of the let's say like PBTGs. We know what is PBTGs, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, this PM Janman is for particularly vulnerable tribal groups. It's a separate scheme, but like this scheme actually clubs 11 different components together to provide benefits to the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. In India, we have around 15,000 population of particularly vulnerable tribal groups. We have in all 75 different PBTGs, 75 different particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So they are located in few states and 1 union territory. So let us solve this question. It says it is jointly implemented by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay, it says it is jointly implemented by Ministry of Tribal Affairs and the Ministry of this thing. And the second statement that it says is it seeks to institutionalize the trade of minor forest produce and provide a fair price to tribal communities. Both these statements are wrong. Okay. It is implemented by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs in collaboration with the state governments and PBTGs. Okay, Ministry of Tribal Affairs is there, but there is no other ministry. There will be state governments. Okay, there will be state governments and the union territory concerned. That's the thing. So first is wrong. Second, it seeks to institutionalize the trade. It is wrong. It seeks to integrate the tribal communities into the mainstream through a comprehensive scheme. Okay, this initiative was announced by the Prime Minister on Janjatiya Divas on 15th of November. The initiative focuses on 11 key interventions across sectors including housing, healthcare, education and livelihood opportunities. The scheme will be overseen by 9 line ministries, ensuring the implementation of the existing schemes in villages inhabited by particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, so second statement is also wrong. Correct answer will be D, which means neither 1 nor 2. Now let us understand about this previous year question. It was asked by UPSC in 2019. It says consider the following statements about particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Again PBTGs. They have given 4 statements. They are asking how many of these statements are right. It says PBTGs reside in 18 states and 1 union territory. This is right. A stagnant or declining population is one of the criteria for determining PBTG status. This is also right. Okay. Third, there are 95 PBTGs. This is wrong. We have how many? 75 PBTGs. By now, anyone who is preparing for UPSC, they must be knowing that in India, we have 75 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. This statement is factually wrong. Fourth, Irregular and Konda Reddy tribes are included in the list of PBTGs. This is also right because they were in news that year. Okay. So option C is right. 1, 2 and 4. With this, now let us move to another question. Question number 7. Consider the following countries. Here they have given name of countries: Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Sudan, Iran. How many of the above countries border Red Sea? Yes, this is a good question. Basically, we have discussed mapping of Red Sea in the Hindu newspaper. Every day in the beginning of the newspaper analysis, we cover a mapping topic. And this, I think last week itself, I have discussed about Red Sea. Okay, and I have done the mapping of Red Sea. So the thing is, Egypt shares border with Red Sea. Saudi Arabia shares border, Yemen shares, Sudan shares, but Iran does not share. Okay. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 is the right answer. Let me draw a map of Red Sea so that you understand, right? Let me draw a map of Red Sea for you. Okay, so I'll use the same color because name of the sea is Red Sea, right? So over here to the top of Red Sea, over here we have Sinai Peninsula, as we discussed today. So Sinai Peninsula is located, right? And over here Sinai Peninsula is a territory of Egypt. So over this is Egypt. Then we have Sudan. Then we have Eritrea. Then over here we have Djibouti, right? This is known as Djibouti, right? Over here we have Djibouti. Then here we have Saudi Arabia. Then here we have Yemen. So these are the countries that are surrounding Red Sea. Egypt is there, Sudan is there, Eritrea is there, Djibouti is there, Saudi Arabia is there, Yemen is there. Over here we do have, let's say, like, some water bodies also. Here we have a small water body which is known as Gulf of Aqaba. Gulf of Aqaba. Here we have a water body. This is known as Gulf of Suez. S-U-E-Z, right? Over here we have a water body. This is known as Strait of Bab el Mandeb. Okay, it is known as Bab el Mandeb Strait. Okay, this is known as the Strait of Bab el Mandeb. And to the south of it we have Gulf of Aden. Okay, we have Gulf of Aden. So these are the countries that surround, let's say, like, these are the countries that surround Red Sea. So I have not written Red Sea. So this is R-E-D, Red Sea. Okay, this is Red Sea. Northern also I have located. And here we have Suez Canal. Okay, over here. Strait of Bab el Mandeb, Gulf of Aden. These are the places. Okay. So fifth is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct. Now let us move to this particular, let's say, like, this question, which is UPSC previous year question. It says Mediterranean Sea is a border of which of the following countries? Okay, Mediterranean Sea is a border of which of the following countries? Generally there are around 22, 23 countries that surround Mediterranean Sea. However, we need to identify which of these countries share border with Mediterranean Sea. Definitely Lebanon does it, Syria does it, Iraq does not do it. It has little bit, let's say, water connection with, let's say, like, this is Gulf of Persia. Okay, this is Persian Gulf, not in Red Sea. Jordan is a landlocked country. Landlocked means it's not landlocked, but like it does not share border with Red Sea. To understand this, what you need to do, you need to understand about mapping of, okay, like previous year question. To understand that, you need to understand the mapping of this Israel, right? So here we have Gaza Strip, and this country is Israel, right? Here we have Egypt. Egypt does have border with Mediterranean Sea. Where is Mediterranean Sea? We have Mediterranean Sea. Okay, we have Mediterranean Sea over here. So Israel has a border with it. Just to the north of Israel, over here, we have a small country like that. This is known as Lebanon. Lebanon does have border, right? Not only Lebanon, over here we have a very big country, right? So that is known as Syria. Syria does have some border with the Mediterranean Sea. Lebanon does have border. If we talk about Jordan, where is Jordan located? Jordan is located here. Okay, Jordan is located here. But here we have Egypt as a big country. Okay, so Jordan does not have border with Mediterranean Sea, right? Apart from Jordan, which country they have given? Iraq. Iraq is located altogether there. It is located to the north of Iran, right? To the north of Iran. So that is, let's say, like, to the right side of the Arabian Peninsula. So that is very far away, to the eastern side. Okay, so Lebanon shares border, Syria shares border. these two countries. Okay, so correct answer would be option like C will be the right answer, 3 and 4. You need to do mapping regularly to understand these things the way that I'm writing. If you don't do it, you won't be able to understand, or you won't be able to remember, right? Then we have another question, which is question number 8. It says, consider the following statements. Statement 1, earthworks are naturally found in the Indian desert region. This is wrong. Earthworks are a kind of mammalian species. These mammalian, this is a mammal. Okay, this mammal is different from other mammal. It looks like kangaroo. It keeps its body in its pouch and it delivers its body. It gives birth to the baby, right? At an early stage, before the complete development of the body inside the womb. Okay, so before the complete development of the body inside the womb, it gives birth and then it keeps the baby inside the pouch. It looks like kangaroo like this. You might have seen, let's say, some mammal, right, that looks like kangaroo, but they have a, let's say, baby in their pouch. Okay, so that's the thing. So they are not found in India, right? They are not found in India. They are found in Sahara, let's say, Africa. Okay, they are found in Africa or Sahara Desert. That's the thing. Okay, so where they are found? They are naturally found in sub-Saharan Africa. First statement is wrong. Second, they are burrowing nocturnal mammals, right? They are burrowing nocturnal mammals. What do we mean by nocturnal? Nocturnal means some species, let's say, that are active during the night. Okay, active during the night, sleepy during the day. They are nocturnal. So this is right. Okay, it means second statement is correct, first is incorrect. So statement 2 is incorrect, but statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Option D is the right answer. Here they have given a UPSC previous year question. It says, consider the following statements. Statement 1, marsupials are not naturally found in India. Statement 2, marsupials can thrive only in montane grasslands with no predator. Okay, again they have talked about like which of these statements are right or wrong. Okay, so the thing is here, both the statement 1 is correct, right? In this case statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Okay, statement 2 is incorrect, means option C is right. Okay, option A should be here, option B should be here, option C and option D. Option C is right. Okay, you see the picture how the marsupials look like. Okay, that will help you to understand. So this is how this looks like, this earthworks. Okay, so they have taken a picture like this, but when it stands, it looks little different. So marsupials, that was there, it was a kind of, let's say, pig, right? It is known as earthen pig. Okay, so we will discuss it later maybe. Question number 9, consider the following statements about Press and Registration of Periodicals Bill 2023. They have given 3 statements. Basically this is a bill only, right? So this is not an act, it has not yet been passed, but the thing is you need to understand about this topic to understand let's say about it. So why this bill has been brought by the government? The government has brought this bill to replace the Press and Registration of Books Act 1967. Okay, this bill has been brought by the government to replace the Press and Registration of Books Act 1967. So this bill provides for the registration of the periodicals, and periodicals are not books. Okay, so this does not include the books, this does not include the newspapers. Okay, periodicals are different. Now it says periodicals include any publication containing public news or comments on public news. Yeah, so this is also right. Periodicals do not include books or scientific and academic journals. It does not include books or scientific or academic journals. They are the news, they are the news or regularly that comes, maybe daily, once in a week, once in 15 days, once in a month, like that. So the thing is, periodicals do not include books. This statement is right. They do not include books. This is right. Okay. All the three statements are right in this case. Now we have another question. It is from previous year. It says, consider the following statements in relation to Janani Suraksha Yojana. This is a government scheme, right? This is a government scheme. They are asking, it is a safe method of intervention of the state health department. Its objective is to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality among poor pregnant women. It aims to promote institutional delivery among poor pregnant women. Its objective includes providing public health facilities to sick infants up to 1 year of age. Fourth is wrong, or the first three are right. So the thing is, it is Janani Suraksha Yojana. This is a government scheme. This is also a government bill, right? But like, they are of different nature. That is for, let's say, giving benefits to the women. But this is for, let's say, regulation of the press. Now we have another question, question number 10, which is going to be the last question of the day. So it says, consider the following statements. Total fertility rate has declined from 2.7 in NFHS 3 to 2.0 in NFHS 5, which is below replacement level. This is right. Total fertility rate in India has gone down, right? Second, SARS campaign is aimed at accelerating the action against pollution around the. SARS is not related to air pollution. SARS is related to pneumonia. Okay, SARS is related to pneumonia. So let us discuss about what is SARS, right? What is SARS? That is important. SARS stands for Social Awareness and Action to Neutralize Pneumonia Successfully. Social awareness and action to neutralize pneumonia successfully. That's the thing. So this is a campaign. This campaign has been rolled out from November 12, 2023 to 29th February 2024. It aims to accelerate the action against childhood pneumonia by generating awareness. Okay, second is wrong. India has targeted to eliminate measles, rubella by December 2025. India has earlier thought of eliminating it 2019 or 20. Later on, they have increased the date to 2023, not 2025. Only one of them is correct. Then we have a similar previous year question. You go through this question in your free time, right? Download this PDF and go through the explanation also to learn about it. So that will be all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.